Welcome to 9 PM, a game where we are trapped in the laboratory that we work at and it is overrun by zombies, which is not quite ideal, and that is why we will choose our fighter. Will we choose the man with the mustache and the mop, the janitor Gary, would love to just watch Bingo every day. He's not being paid enough, and he still uses Walkman and thinks they're groovy. Very interesting, Gary. Who's my other character? Okay, how do I switch between character? Okay, that's interesting. But not what I wanted. Okay, how do I switch? No, I didn't want to select him. I would like to take a look at the other. No, 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 no. I want to get out of here. I want to get me out of. Get me. How do I get out of here? Reset. There we go. No. Hello. I don't want to play as Gary. Yes, I want to lose the unsafe progress because I want to see the other characters before I select one. How do I? Scrolling? How do I... Huh? This is starting off very great, isn't it? Are there any controls given? No. Dude! It has 2 playable characters. It's gotta be possible... I've absolutely... Just did a screenshot. Great. Okay, we'll play as Gary. I have no idea how to select the other character. Maybe we'll just have to unlock that other character. It's 9 PM on a Friday and you are pissed. You could have been at home watching Bingo for about 30 minutes already, but you had to clean up after Steve, your good for nothing co-worker. Where the hell is he anyway? He probably just made a mess and left like he always does. God damn it, Steve. As you walk back to your office, the lab is empty and quiet, but not as unusually so. You put out your ancient Walkman and are just about to turn on as you hear a low growling sound. Let me make the voice not this exaggerated. A stray or something that found its way into the building. Maybe you should go look. Or maybe it was nothing. You don't hear anything right now. And honestly, you really, really want to be done for today. Investigate. Go to office or investigate. It's certainly the zombies. Let's go to our office because it's probably the bad choice, but it sounds fun. Your shift is over. Even if it wasn't your imagination, it's not your problem anymore. You're tired, and you don't get paid for overtime. As you put your supplies away, you hear the growling again. Louder this time. Very loud, actually. It could be a raccoon that found its way into the lab somehow, but by the sounds of it, it would have to be a really big and aggressive raccoon, and one of the weirdly deep boys. Okay, it's probably not a raccoon at all. Ignore it, maybe it will go away. Investigate, something's not right. Screw it, leave. Just leave the lab. That sounds good. No reason to fight with whatever not raccoon thing that is. You're just gonna head home and watch Bingo. You close the supply closet and head down the hallway towards the elevator. As you press the button to go down though, nothing happens. They don't light up and there's no number indicating on which floor it is. Not even the quiet rumbling of the elevator signaling it's moving can be heard. Weird. What's even weirder is the small noise coming from inside the thing. It sounds like scratching. You're not easily frightened, but even you must admit there've been a lot of, let's say, unusual noises. There have been, okay, now that's right, okay. Noises in the lab today, just read that incorrectly. You stare at the closed doors of the elevator, unsure. The scratching quiets down a little. Suddenly, the button you press lights up and you hear the elevator moving down towards your floor. Let's take the stairs. Stairs it is. It's probably safer this way. Who knows what was going on with that elevator? As you descend the stairs, you can hear noises coming from below. Far too much noise for a lab that is supposedly closed at this hour. You, and maybe Steve, God knows where he went, should be the only ones in the building right now. And what exactly is happening down there? It's people, you realize as you get closer to the bottom floor. Lots of them. You can hear them dragging their feet across the linoleum floors and making strange grunting noises. Alright, that sure is unsettling. Was there something weird in the coffee today, or... But as you arrive downstairs, you're not so sure about your coffee theory anymore. The people down here seem way too off, grunting and growling, running into each other and drooling absent-mindedly. It's almost like they're... zombies. Ah, shit, this is really not how you thought your evening would go. Does this mean the world is ending? Can't a man just watch Bingo in peace? Try to sneak past zombies, sit down and think about your life. I kind of feel like this is going to get us a secret ending. It just sounds so fun. I want to... let's sit down and think about our life. There's calls for an evaluation of your life. You sit down and think about where you went wrong. Maybe this is karma for yelling at Steve yesterday, although you're still convinced that was justified. Maybe you shouldn't have accepted this job in the first place. Everyone knows shady sci-fi stuff happens in labs like this one. Maybe you should have moved out of town as soon as you turned 18, just like you used to say to your parents. Alright, enough wallowing in pity. Maybe you should have married Barbara. Yeah, maybe you should have. Barbara was a bit of a pain in the ass, but maybe this could have changed your fate. Wonder what she's doing these days. While you're still thinking about Barbara, the growling from upstairs grows louder and louder until you can't ignore it anymore. You look back and see his figure standing above you. I'm trying to think, you say, annoyed. They bite you. Rude. Oh, we died. New badge unlocked. Gary ending. 8 of 10. That's a lot of endings. I remember they said there are 14 endings. And now we get to play the other survive. Still, how do I switch between them? Is it just random? Do I have to play them interchangeably? Whatever. This is the unpaid intern Katya. Is actually here for work experience, but has only served coffee so far. Nervous wreck, sometimes cries in the bathroom on breaks. Well, she's gonna survive this zombie apocalypse, no problem. It's 9 PM on Friday and you've just awoken from your accidental nap in the break room. How embarrassing. Why did no one wake you up? In fact, where is everyone? And wait a second, it's 9 PM already? They didn't leave you here, did they? Oh my god, they totally did. And the door to the break room is locked. Scream for help. Try to kick it down. Let's not scream for help, there's zombies. By the way, the game also said that my playthrough will influence the next playthrough. I'm not sure how that works, but hey, we'll see. Maybe they happen in parallel. Maybe she's now able to find Gary lamenting his life choices. That would be a really interesting concept. Let's see where it will go. Scream for help, try to kick it down. You're too weak to kick it down. Also, wouldn't this be destruction of private property? You won't have enough money to replace it if it gets broken beyond repair. And you still have a ton of student loans to pay. No, there's gotta be another way. Try picking the lock with a hairpin. Climb out of the window, coming soon. Oh, okay, we'll have to use the hairpin then. You crouch down with your hairpin and start picking the lock. It can't be that hard, can it? On TV, it seems to be over pretty quickly. You're still moving the hairpin around. You hear something. As you're still moving the hairpin around, you hear something on the other side of the door. Has help arrived already? Hello? You call out cautiously. That was not cautious. There's no answer, only growling? An animal, maybe? Some kind of dog? But why would they let dogs into the labs? Suddenly, something rams the door from the other side. You jump back in shock and see a man bursting through, foaming at the mouth. Wait, you know that guy? Isn't it Steve the janitor? He's not all that good at his job, but he always greets you with a smile and you've grown to appreciate him. Now he looks straight out of a zombie film. You squeak as Steve comes closer and closer, his hands outstretched and reaching for you like in a horror movie. Stop it! You shout, but he doesn't seem to understand you. He's probably trying to prank you, scold him, eat you, throw a chair at him and run, communicate with you. Steve has never been that eloquent. Again, I just want to pick the fun answer just for the fun of it, but I kind of feel like we're going to die again. Let's throw a chair at him. I'm too young to die, you scream as you grab the nearest chair, and I don't want my parents to have to pay my stupid student loans. You throw the chair at Steve as hard as you can and storm out of the break room. Running, it turns out, isn't all that easy with high heels on, but you can't stop, not until you've outrun Steve. Maybe you should have closed the door to the break room. You turn a corner and almost run into a wall. This is the end of the hallway. You cast a nervous glance back, but it doesn't seem like Stephen is following you anymore. Still, you can't just turn and go back, can you? Ah, what a mess. Should have never started working here. This whole lab is bad news. Alright, enough self-pitying. There's 2 doors you could go through to get out of here. You put your ear against each door and listen. One has pittering sounds coming behind it. Behind the other one is just dead quiet. Both seem kind of suspicious, honestly. Take the door with the pittering sounds. Take the door without any sounds. Pittering sounds. That could be Gary lamenting his life. It's risky, but as soon as you enter, you sigh a big sigh of relief. The pittering was coming from a fat little raccoon, munching on something it found under one of the lab tables. Hey, don't eat that, you say? Who knows what it could do to you? The raccoon stares at you. Its eyes seem weirdly intelligent, like it understood perfectly what you just said. Then it squeaks and runs away, disappearing down the hallway. Strange little critter. Suddenly, you hear a long, growling sound. Wait a minute. You know that voice? Is that... It is her! Supervisor Janitor! Supervisor Janitor, who never thanks you for bringing her coffee. Supervisor Janitor, who made you mop the floor on your first day instead of showing you around the lab. Supervisor Janitor, who made you cry and then told her co-workers at lunch within your earshot. Supervisor Janitor, zombified. Looks like karma is finally caught up to her. You know you have to escape her, but the temptation is strong now that she can't fire you. Should you tell her a few choice words? Stay strong, escape. Stay strong, escape. You have to stay strong and alive, even though you have a whole lot to say to Supervisor Janitor. You turn and book it out of the next door. You can hear her footsteps behind you as she starts chasing you. Are zombies supposed to be this fast? Whatever, no time to think. You round the corner and immediately notice the open door to the second floor bathrooms. Hey, maybe you can hide in here. If you close the door, Supervisor Janitor will just run past and you could safely search for another way out. You're proud of your idea. You quickly slip through the door and lock it behind you before Janitor could catch up to you. Phew, you're really lucky you noticed this door. Come to think of it, why was it even open in the first place? Hey, wait a second. Isn't that Steve by the stores? Jesus, how'd he get in here? You frantically try to open the door, but it jams and won't move an inch. Oh man, this sucks, you say to Steve. Sadly, he isn't very empathetic. And cut your ending 4 of 4. And let's see what's going to be next. Is this currently where the alpha ends? What? What, where it ends? It said ending 4 of 4. That means there's 3 other endings. Huh? Main menu, this will lose unsaved progress. Well, just finish. Explain, please. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. It's only 11 minutes, so we probably just made a mess. Okay, we already had that. Let's get to the first choice. Let's investigate this time. You carefully step out into the main hallway, trying to make as little sound as possible. At the end of it, near the bathrooms, you see a tall, kind of lanky figure. Wait a second, is that... Christ, it is Steve! That damn idiot! What the hell is he doing here? Ask him what the hell he's doing here. Wait for him to notice you. Wait for him to notice. You cross your arms and start tapping your foot, but Steve doesn't seem to notice. Alright, he never was the sharpest tool in the shed. Or is he ignoring you on purpose? Sure has some balls, that guy, after leaving you clean up alone. He should be crying and apologizing, not acting like you've done something wrong to him. Steve, you say sternly. Steve, you say sternly. What the hell is up with you? Are you just being an asshole on purpose or what? Steve doesn't seem to appreciate your tone and voice. Your tone of voice all that much. He starts groaning and whining and, drooling all over the floor? Okay, something isn't right with Steve. We start to wonder if he smoked weed in the bathroom again. Last time he did that, he threw up and you had to take him to the ER. Even had to pay the damn bill for him because he said he was broke. Come to think of it, did Steve ever pay you back for that? He said he would, but suddenly he turns around and growls right at you, interrupting your train of thought. He's... God damn it, Steve has turned into a zombie! Run. Hit him with your mop. Actually, demand your money back. Okay, now I just have to do that. Steve seems a little confused. My money, you tell him again. Come on, you remember the ER visit? You said you'd pay me back. No reaction. Maybe this is excusable. You don't really know how good zombie memories work. Steve growls a little, but you're not sure if he's embarrassed to owe you money or angry about it. You look into his big, empty eyes. Listen, buddy, you know how expensive that was. You try again. It doesn't seem like Steve particularly cares. He seems to be more interested in... Oh no, he's not trying to eat you, is he? Run. Hit him with your mop. Let's hit him. Thinking about it now is a little weird, but you've dreamed of giving him a slap with a mop for a while. Although, you pictured him alive and not trying to get a bite out of you. Poor Steve, maybe you shouldn't have yelled at him when he knocked over your toolkit yesterday. No, actually, that was warranted. He was being an idiot and you told him to watch out several times. Hey Steve! Hey Steve, you think I was too hard on you yesterday, you ask? Steve just stares at you and you open-mouthed. No hard feelings, it seems. You give him a friendly nod. He tries to bite you again, but he can't do anything with the mop keeping him at bay. Good. Now what? Ram it into his mouth. Do a ninja kickflip. He doesn't look like he's gonna do a ninja kickflip, so let's... Although that might turn out to be funny, but then we might just get eaten again. Ram it into his mouth. You cringe a little at this idea. Even Steve isn't annoying enough to warrant such treatment. But the real Steve isn't in there anymore. Is he? What? Don't get sentimental now, old man. Steve growls in surprise, but as you shove the mop far back into his throat, the growling stops. He stumbles backwards into the bathroom and you close the door in front of him, locking it with your janitor key. You're safe, for now. With Steve now locked away, you have to escape this place somehow. There's probably a lot more zombies running about. You tense up when you suddenly hear footsteps once more, but the young woman running around the corner clearly isn't a zombie. She looks disheveled and is clutching 2 big binders to her chest. Ah, wait, you know who she is? One of those unpaid interns, Kathy, or Kelly, or something. Steve was kind of into her, you remember? She's after me, she yells as soon as she notices you. Please help me! You have no idea who she is, but you suppose you have to do something. Okay, so I think the stories are connected, and now she's running from Jenna, the Cutchess. That's a pretty cool concept if it is this way. Suppose you have to do something. Tell her where the back exits are. Give her your mop as a weapon. We don't have that anymore, do we? Tell her to hide in the bathrooms. Oh, that would be very mean. Give her your mop as a weapon. Let's tell her where the back exits are. Thank you so much, she says. You feel a little like a cool action hero. It's my duty to help, you inform her. Which is technically true, only you normally say that after unclogging a toilet next to the offices. She smiles at you. Good luck then, mister, she says. You only nod stoically, upkeeping the action hero persona, but you do feel pleased. Helping people feels almost as good as watching bingo. As she disappears down the hallway, you take a quick look around. Which way will you go? To the front door or to the back exit? Front door, back exit, front. I was going to take the front door. Well, whatever. Back exit it is. Thankfully, it seems to be open, if not fully. There's something weird blocking the way. A body? Hey, you need help? You ask. No answer. Then you notice a small animal sitting next to the body. It's a pretty fat raccoon and it's staring at you unblinking. Wait, can animals be zombies as well? Hey, you didn't bite that fella or something, did you? You ask the raccoon. It lifts its tiny, weird raccoon hands as if to say, and what if I did? Not very reassuring. Suddenly, the raccoon gets up and starts walking towards the exit. It stops halfway the way to look back at you. Does it want you to follow? Investigate the body first. Let's follow the raccoon. The raccoon's probably right. You can't believe you said that sentence in your head. Too much weird stuff has happened today. You're not risking it right in front of the exit. Both you and the raccoon step outside and escape into sweet, sweet freedom. Finally. Now you just need to get home and then you can watch Bingo in peace. You hope Bingo still exists in the apocalypse. The raccoon tugs at your overall. Its beady eyes suddenly seem very big. You can't come with me, buddy, you say. I don't think it's legal to keep you as a pet. The raccoon gives you a look. The look says, it's the goddamn apocalypse, dude. What do you think you'll get arrested? The raccoon is right. Ah, you said it again. All right then, you say. I'll call you Steve. We survived! Gary ending 5 of 10. Nice! And again, we could choose our fighter. Now I actually want to know. Let's just do a quick fourth playthrough, just to be sure if if they really are all connected. Are they all connected? Let's scream for help this time. There's no answer, only growling? An animal maybe? Some kind of dog? But what if they let dogs into the labs? Suddenly, something rams into the door from the other side. You jump back. Isn't it this? Yes, it's the same thing. Yes, it's okay. You squeak and stop it, but he doesn't seem to understand you. He's probably trying to prank you, scold him, eat you, throw a chair at him. Throw a chair at him? Okay, now. Until you've outrun Steve. Maybe we should have locked the door. Okay, yeah, same thing. Both seem kind of suspicious. Yeah, do I take the door with the pittering sounds? Let's take the door with the pittering sounds, so she will run away again and she will find the bathrooms, and if these happen in parallel, she will meet Gary, so let's try that. Stay strong and escape. And now we get different dialogue. Whatever, no time to think. You round the corner and see a man standing in the next hallway. One of the janitors, you think. He doesn't seem zombified, but you can never be quite sure with these things. You cast a frantic look behind you, then back to the janitor. She's after me, you yell. Please help me. He stares at you for a second, probably trying to figure you out, then nods. There's an exit that way, he says. Go down the hallway and then turn left 2 times. Elevator should still work, but you can take the stairs too. You thank him profusely, which he shrugs at, but you can see he's flattered. What a nice guy. Now let's get out of here. Supervisor Jenner is vicious. So, that means the stories actually are connected with each other, which I think is really, really cool. I would certainly like to see more of that concept. I'm afraid the game doesn't get any updates because it hasn't received any in 2.5 years or so. But still, very nice concept, and I think we still have a few endings to explore. If you want me to do that, let me know in the comments and maybe leave a like. I hope you enjoyed this video, so consider sharing it with someone who might also enjoy it. And if you want to be the first to know when I escape from a zombie fight laboratory again, you should subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.